Thank you for watching the Solid Sports and Gaming channel. You're watching the Solid Sports video blog, episode 75. Today's date is November 14th, 2018. Thank you so much for joining me on Troy West. And of course, it's Wednesday, so this is our Thursday night football edition. And this Thursday night, it'll be the Green Bay Packers going to Seattle to face the Seattle Seahawks. Of course, these two teams have some recent history, some epic playoff games. Also some regular season games as well over the last decade that you could go back to when these two teams get together and be reminded of it. Of course, Seahawks are a different team, not the Legion of Boom anymore. But Russell Wilson's still there doing his thing. And of course, Green Bay comes in with Aaron Rodgers. As we go start by talking about the Packers. The Packers come in at 4-4-1. Of course, the one tie was with Minnesota in week 2. Last week, pretty much dominated the Miami Dolphins at home, winning 31-12. Another typical game for Rodgers, but the Green Bay Packers seem like they got a running game now. Of course, you heard, they got rid of Ty Montgomery a few weeks ago after the loss to the Rams. But the Packers, is it still time to relax? As to take the words of Aaron Rodgers, or the word I should say, relax? Definitely not. Packers probably got to go on a little run if they're going to still make the postseason. Schedule a little tough. So let's see if the Packers can get through it. They still play Minnesota again, still play Chicago again as well. So they sort of have a chance to crawl back in this division, but they got to start winning some games though, starting with this week on the road to Seattle. Can they make the run? Can they make the playoffs? I still give them hope. NFC though stacked, especially the South. Like they're gonna definitely get 2 teams in with Carolina ahead of them already at 6-3. But everywhere else, that 6th spot might have a slight chance. The West, you only really got you got Seattle, so that's why this is pretty much a must-win, because you're on a tiebreaker just in case you wind up tied for that final spot. You'll get the tiebreaker, you'll get the win, and get in the playoffs. But other than Seattle, out east is nobody there. Philadelphia struggled at 4-5 as well. Like I said, the South you got Carolina, and then the North. Well, you got the Bears and the Vikings is there as well, but you play those 2 teams as well. So basically, I think the Packers got to probably win majority of the rest of the games. Of course, they played 9, so they got 5 left, excuse me. 7 games left, excuse me. So I think they got to probably win at least, get to that 10-win mark. The 10-win mark is always almost a guarantee you make the playoffs. And then the tie might help them or it might hurt them, but we'll see. We'll see how they deal with the rest of the schedule. But I think tonight will be a good start. I think the loser, tomorrow night I should say, the loser of this game though will have it tough to make the playoffs. So with that being said, let's move over to Seattle. Seahawks are coming in at 4-5. They are 2.5 favorites in this game, I guess because of the home field. Tough loss to the Rams on Sunday, but wasn't surprised. Knew it would be a tough, close game, high-scoring game. Like I said, I still believe in Russell Wilson. Other than that, bits pieces here and there. Doug Ball was still trying to get his legs back out there and come back from injury. Rashad Penny, the young running back, trying to get him some stability on offense. Defense not the same, but they got a lot of young, fast guys. Sort of a no-name defense now, with everyone being gone. Of course, Earl Thomas getting hurt. Well, it's been a couple of weeks now. Probably not coming back to Seattle. Richard Sherman's gone in San Francisco. So a lot of guys just gone. Not the same defense, but sort of like I wrote here, sort of like a rebuilding year for Seattle. But at the same time, still competing. So the next schedule is a little tough as well. So it's going to be tough for them to make the playoffs. But can they? It's possible. Like I said, the winner of this game might propel them. This might be the game that might you look back on, okay, this was the game that really propelled one of these teams. So I think this is a huge game for both teams. I think the winner will have momentum going down the stretch before Thanksgiving, make that playoff push. The loser is going to have a rough time getting back. But both of these teams, like I said, very talented. The Packers still have a chance to win the division. That's another reason why. Even if they lose this game, I don't think it'll be tough for them. But I think they got the division to lean on. Seattle not going to have that. They're going to have to get a wild card. So I think it'll be slightly more devastating to the Seahawks if they lose this game. But I think whoever loses this game is going to be tough for them to make the playoffs. Seattle, I think I said, I like what they're doing. They're trying to rebuild back around Russell Wilson. So we'll see if they can make a playoff push. The final score, I think it's going to be close. I think it'll be a close game, but it's hard for me to go against Aaron Rodgers in this situation when Green Bay's back against the wall. He usually comes through. A tough crowd in Seattle is not going to make it easy, but I see it being 27-24, a real close game of last second field goal, or winning for the Packers. That's how I see this game shaking out. Another good Thursday night game. There's been some good Thursday night games this year, at least by matchups. Hopefully we have another good game. This is a big game for both teams if they want to still make the playoffs this year. I got the Packers winning by 3, 27-24 is my score. And I had the rest of my picks for week 11 this Saturday on the blog on episode 76. So we're talking NBA. Baseball awards getting given out, so we'll talk about that on Saturday. Of course, the big shakeup between Draymond Green and Kevin Durant, and the rest of week 11 picks, and around the NFL as well on Saturday. So join me Saturday for our normal weekly edition of the Solid Sports Video Blog, which will be episode 76. So make sure you watch that. Just gotta go through the power rankings real quick. They will be ready to roll and finish up this this episode here. Not much changes in the power rankings, even though a few teams lost. But we start at number 5. We have to do the Patriots. You can make an argument for a few other teams above them. I mean, below them, I should say. Pittsburgh been playing a lot better. The Houston Texans, they're two teams that jumped out at me that I considered putting in this list. Chicago as well, only why I could put Chicago over New England because they actually did beat Chicago. And I still think the Bears are a tier below the elite teams of the league, still trying to figure themselves out, even though they're 6-3. But Houston and Pittsburgh was considered, but couldn't put them on the Patriots. Patriots got a better record. And I still think, bottom line, New England's going to be there in the end. But they fall though to number 5. They was 4th last week on the power rankings list. Number 4, the LA Chargers. I caught myself this time. I was about to say San Diego. They was 5th last week. They moved up to 4. They won division game against the Raiders. You know, the Raiders are probably the worst team in the league right now. Just pretty much giving up on the year. But the Chargers won that game. I switched them pretty much. I pretty much switched them with the Patriots, put them above them. Chargers with 1 less loss, but the same amount of wins. So, and the Patriots have their bye this week. So we'll see if they can adjust after the bye week. Tough loss to the Titans though. And I think it was a crazy stat. First time in a long time Patriots lost 3 road games by double digits. So that was a crazy stat. So Chargers are number 4. At number 3, the LA Rams. So 2 LA teams back to back. Rams stay put at 3. They was 3 last week as well. 9-1. Got a huge game with the Chiefs. Probably the game of the year so far. Of course, you heard that game been moved back to Los Angeles as the field conditions in Mexico City. They had to cancel the game and move it back to Los Angeles. So, and of course, everything going out to California right now with the wildfires. And of course the shooting last week. So people in California, you're in my thoughts. Let's hope things get better there. But Rams, we have that home field advantage. I think the weather conditions and everything will be good. At least they said it is, so it should be a good game. And they're number 3 on my list. Of course, beat Seattle last week, which I mentioned, in a tough division game at home. And they'll be at home for this one against Kansas City. And speaking of the Chiefs, I got them above the Rams. And I'm going to go ahead and let the cat out of the bag. I got the Chiefs winning this game this weekend, well, Monday night. Probably the biggest, but that's probably the best Monday night game of the year, clearly so far. But I got the Chiefs number 2, and I think they will slightly beat the Rams. It will be a close game. Of course, we'll talk more about it on my Monday morning football hangover that I do every week as well, and on Saturday. So we'll talk more about the game itself. But the Chiefs got the number 2. They was number 2 last week. And the Saints topped my list once again. Dominated the Cincinnati Bengals. Look like the best team in football. Been rolling 1-9 straight since they've opened week loss. Could be 10-0 easily. Because that game against Tampa Bay was, you know, I don't want to say fluky, but they could have won. So they could be sitting here undefeated right now. So let's recap. Number 5, the New England Patriots. Number 4, the LA Chargers. Number 3, the LA Rams. Number 2, the Kansas City Chiefs, and number 1, the New Orleans Saints on top. And again, join me Saturday. We have all the NFL picks. As there's going to be some changes, especially if the Chiefs lose to the Rams next week, Monday night. So, but this is a pretty solid list. No ties and none of that crap this week. Like I said, I couldn't drop New England. Some people probably dropped New England out their top 5. I didn't, just because they're still the Patriots, and in the AFC they still got the second best record in the AFC despite the 3 road losses. So I kept them there at 5. Well, the third best record in the AFC. So because the Chargers slightly got a better record, but they got the tie for the second best most wins in the AFC. So put it that way. But that's my power rankings for the week, and that will do it for this episode as well. Thank you so much for watching. Join me on my other channel. I'll be doing a video on Friday, the open book with Troy West, which is me. This week the topic will be work. How do work affect your depression, your mental health? I tell you my experience, and I'll have it ready on Friday. So join me then for that. Video game playthroughs. Spider-Man, the DLC is over, so I haven't done any Spider-Man videos. I'll probably go back to Mega Man 11. Probably maybe tonight or tomorrow try to do at least one video. Probably try to get some Black Ops videos in as well. Might go back to God of War as well. So I got some projects still on the table that I haven't finished. Well, God of War is finished, but just the little side missions and stuff. The retro series with the Mega Man X's, I can finish them up as well. So I try to have something put together, especially on Fridays over the day. I'm really doing some videos, so check me out then. And thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the support as always. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'll see you Saturday, and enjoy the game tomorrow night. And I'm Troy West saying thank you for watching the Seattle Sports Gaming channel right here on YouTube via the PlayStation Network, and I'll talk to you next time. Thank you so much.